Criterion's got a thing on right now where they're showing movies that won a Golden Raspberry.
Ooh.
So yesterday I watched William Friedkin's movie Cruising, where Al Pacino infiltrates gay society in pre-AIDS leather daddy town and tries to track down a gay killer. And it is an interesting movie.
Is that where that gif is from?
If it's Al Pacino with a little cop hat, like
Yeah,
a
and
little
like
police
a
hat.
harness. and-
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Dancing. Yeah.
dancing, yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
really violent, yeah.
Yeah, like he is on so much cocaine.
I don't know what he huffed. Like a man handed him like a wadded up handkerchief, and he smells it, and then he starts dancing.
I mean, that's got to be ether, right?
Maybe,
Or nitrous?
maybe I don't know. They also explain hanky code. They like it's just very straightforward.
Yeah, I mean, like, I remember looking it up at one point because I was like, well, this sounds interesting. And there were like 400 different, like, hanky codes.
Yeah,
And it felt like one of those grade 9 things that goes around that is overly elaborate.
Mhm.
And I mean, I thought it was just like flag left, flag right.
different colors though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at one point in the movie, a guy with a yellow headband around his neck, because it's already been explained, comes up to him and he's like, "So you're into water sports?"
Mm-hmm.
And Al Pacino's just like, "I just like to watch." And the guy's like, "Fuck off! If you just want to watch, get that hanky out of your pocket."
Tourist.
Yeah, right. uh, I also watched Late Night with the Devil, which I really appreciated.
Oh.
Some of it hits very close to home as a variety streamer because it's about like a variety late night show.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's like grief on top of that. There's a little bit of a Babadookie kind of
Okay.
thing
Okay.
in it. And that was fun. I enjoyed it. Because you see, I have this podcast where I watch movies, and then I make my friends watch movies, or they make me watch movies that I haven't seen before. It's called Hey, Check It Out. And so I've been trying to watch movies so that I have something to bring to the table.
Yes. Yeah. I recently realized that because I no longer read or watch anything, and instead I just sit around in my apartment staring at the wall waiting for it to be time to go to sleep.
Yep.
I rarely bring anything new to conversations anymore, and I kind of miss that about myself.
You should do a podcast.
I probably should. I mean, I used to read real fast, which, according to Star Trek, is a mark of like inhuman
Right?
superintelligence.
That's what I always tell myself.
Yeah. And like I used to have opinions on movies and TV shows and music, and I no longer have those things. I just kind of listen to the same song on repeat until the sun goes down, and then I'm allowed to go to sleep.
Well, my co-host last night announced that she was going to pick End of Evangelion for her next go. So we got a few months before that, but I haven't actually seen it. So
You haven't?
I haven't seen End of Evangelion.
Oh,
no.
wow.
So
Usually
it's a perfect pick for the thing. It'd be like, oh yeah, sure, 3 white people are gonna have to talk about End of Evangelion, blah 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 blah. We were like, it's not worth doing. Everyone does this, but then it's like, but actually, we did watch Ideon, and we did have a Common Rider podcast. So this is actually really in line with things.
Yeah.
Especially since, it's in theaters and etc.
I when Evangelion showed up on Netflix again, and I no longer had to like sift through DVDs looking for my copies of it.
Yep.
I started paying a lot more attention to like the filmmaking of it and the way that it encodes meaning than I did when I was a teenager and I watched it for the first time, and realizing that it has extremely consistent like use of color that has different meaning for different characters.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like for Shinji, the color red is consistently associated with pain and
And it's very aligned with his father.
yeah.
Yeah.
Pain and like intense discomfort and unhappiness. However, for Asuka, red is the color of her like
Passion.
cool confidence
Yeah.
and like her
Power,
yeah,
basically.
her aptitude.
Yeah.
And I just really enjoy the tension that that brings. Also because like for Shinji, the Shinji's hands are always associated with his again his confidence, right? Like he does
Whether or not he can actually
yeah,
employ them to do things.
but for Asuka, hands are a source of violence and pain.
Yeah. Ah.
And I like, you know, symbols are cool. But when they mean things to different people, that's humanity.
Right?
Right?
Yeah, and as Brozard points out in the chat, when you mentioned color, the first thing I was just like, pink. It's just like, because, yeah, it's so strong in Rebuild. But that comes down again to, like, I don't know, it's like in Gundam, explosions are pink and purple.
Right, right.
A lot of, oh, God, what's his, but the guy who made Gundam.
Oh, I am actually
am
kind of
I-
a Gundam neophyte. I've only watched
Tell me
like,
no. Thank you. Oh, God.
oh, right, Tamina. Okay, yes.
Yeah, sometimes.
My favorite
Brain.
Gundam is War in the Pocket.
I love War in the Pocket.
Great Christmas watch.
Is it?
It happens over Christmas.
But is it a great Christmas watch?
I don't know. That and like The Green Knight.
I mean, they're differently good.
Yeah. But I'm honestly surprised you haven't seen End of Evangelion, because the great joke about Evangelion is that,
Everyone's seen it.
well, it's that somebody in your teen years is like, you've never seen End of Evangelion? Oh, you have to watch it. And they put on End of Evangelion, and you're just like, what the fuck is happening? Oh, God. Right? Like,
Yeah. Yeah, no, I've seen Rebuild, and I've seen a bit of, what is it, Life and Death?
mm-hmm.
But no, not
Okay.
End of Eva.
Oh, it has an amazing 8-minute sequence where Shinji gets told off by every character in the series, or by every woman in the series.
Yep.
While the visual are their necks, breasts, asses, and legs,
So good.
because he's just like, it's the best use of the male gaze I've ever seen in film, right? Where he's just being like told to like stop, and all he can do is like try to stare down people's shirts. Genius. Brilliant filmmaking. All right. Well, today we're going to do a new thing on Talking Sim, kind of.
Yeah.
Where we just kind of like play a game that we're familiar with, but we use it as like an arena to talk about like the haps.
The happenings.
Yeah. Just talking about gaming in general, and like it doesn't have to be about, it can be related to the game we're playing, but
Now,
you know,
now I'm thinking about the movie Signs. Sorry,
Oh, yeah.
I'm all the way gone.
yeah.
A podcast episode. Got it. Also, Yakiryu, I didn't mean had a podcast as in it's over. I mean did as in we recorded all the episodes and I didn't release them. It's different.
Well, now I guess we'll be playing Civ 6. Shall we just get into it
Yeah.
and start doing like, I don't know,
Just
guns,
doing lines. Yeah.
guns, pogs, and steel. Guns, posts, and steel. So whenever I play like Civ 6, lately I've just been trying to do like random leaders.
Okay. Do you
Because-
want game audio?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Just a teeny bit. All right.
I think I might have the settings down to like have no music.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Hungary. They have a really interesting trait where they want to build across rivers. Like they want their cities on one side of a river and all the districts on the other side, which I think is
Weird.
kind of neat.
Yeah.
Because, like, I guess,
Then you can throw all
Yeah.
your stank in the river.
yeah, exactly. Pearl of the Danube, levy. Oh, and they want to levy units. Okay. They like to hire mercenaries and they like rivers. Sure. What an unusual historical precedent.
They want bath.
Yep. Ooh, thermal bath.
Yeah.
What is that? What is that?
Hot spring.
Mm.
Gives you amenities and production.
Yeah. See, this is my problem with Civ 6 is it would be so cool if you could click on these things and they would tell you where they need to be built, where they occur in the tech tree.
Ha.
Okay. Wing. I guess the thermal bath an ancient technology? Okay. Castles replace... Black Army replaces cursors. Okay. It's a light cavalry thing. Gotcha. It likes to lead levied units. And then you've got the Hussar. Okay, you want to have alliances.
Yeah, does Civilopedia tell you where to build your baths?
Eventually.
Oh, God.
Sometimes it doesn't, though. District. Okay, it's part of the entertainment district and it replaces a zoo.
This is where we keep the wet monkeys.
Yes, this is where we keep the wet, hot humans.
Fleshy.
Do you need to have them next to a thermal bath? No? Okay. Sure, why not? Like my favorite version of an entertainment complex doing something for a civilization is for the Byzantines.
Yeah.
Every time you build like an entertainment complex or a building that goes into it, you get a free cavalry unit. As they
Okay.
just like, the hippodrome, right? You get like chariots
just
from
hippos.
it. Yeah. But in the modern age, when you're building like an entertainment complex and you get to like an amusement park, I just like to think that they're taking the monster trucks out of it and making technicals.
Man, I only learned what technical meant this year.
I keep looking it up and I keep forgetting what the origin of the term is.
Guess it's technically still a truck.
I just remember it being vaguely interesting where you're like, oh, that's kind of counterintuitive. So this is my favorite part of the game where you just like take pins and you put them down.
Oh. I think if I played more, I would get into the pins and things like, the different displays on the tiles.
It's just nice to be able to like plan things out because otherwise this game is so full of stuff. Across a river from a city center. How do you define across a river, Matthias Corvinus?
Sorry.
Is
But-
this across a river or is it only adjacent to the city with a river in between? Inquiring minds want to know, but not that badly.
The Americat says the origin of the term technical is apparently from Somalia or other war-torn parts of Africa. The NGOs operating over there had to pay the local warlords or leaders to keep them safe, and this money entered into their office accounts as technical assistance.
Oh, okay.
So it's, technical.
Cool. Okay. Well, here we are planning things out. Honestly, turn 1 of Civ 6 is like my favorite turn of the game.
Really?
Yeah.
When everything is possible and no one's punching you?
Yes, exactly. And you've got like this blank sheet of paper and you can just kind of sit here for like half an hour or 45 minutes thinking like, well, what if I drop my city here?
Yeah, what
How
if?
does that change things? Right? Like, we have 2 rivers with floodplains. That means we could have 2 dams.
Damn.
Damn. Well, not there because that only has it on one
It's
side.
really funny. It'd be funny to put one there.
It would be great to put one there. And then one here. and then you get rid of this, and you put like, oh, I don't know. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Aqueduct here. City here. And then vroom. This.
Yeah.
This industrial zone gets like a +6.
Vroom.
Doesn't that feel nice? I think that feels nice. Then we put like...
It's like the joy of fainting. Your face is so pleased.
I am pleased. I'm delighted. The problem is now that we can't put like a commercial zone or anything adjacent to our government district.
Oh, problems.
Big problems. Strugs, if we're being honest.
Big Challenges is one of my favorite Sanrio characters.
This is enrichment for me, Matt. You're correct. Yes, this is enrichment activities.
In
Where
your
you could just like
enclosure.
sit me down with like this for a while.
And then you could recommence just staring at the walls and waiting for sleep.
Yep.
A productive day.
I mean, we could put harbor here and then an adjacent commercial zone there or there.
How big do you want your commerce?
I mean, commerce is good. Money is good. Everybody loves money.
Matt, I've never heard that joke.
Me neither.
Is that a joke that has been told on you, perhaps? Are you the one that gets left alone with a map?
Well, let's behave as if we're going to do that. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of this. What if we did like that? Of course, we have imperfect information now, right? At this stage in the game.
Yes.
We could put the city... No, we want the city across the river. I keep forgetting that that's why I was putting it there. I was like, that's an awfully long way to put it. Sure, why not?
Oh, you're committing.
We're committing.
So Rebecca says they went to the zoo recently and found out they have an Amazon wish list full of enrichment items for the animals. And delivery of enrichment items to zoo animals is one of my favorite genres of video.
Oh?
I love when polar bears get a new ball
Uh-huh.
and then they like
Uh-huh.
wrestle with it and then they throw it in the pool and then they jump in the pool and then they play with it in the pool.
That's so wonderful.
It's really good. Or like when a horse gets a new like teddy bear or octopus plushie and they're just like, yeah, because they do a lot of dog-like stuff. They like to pick up balls and stuff and throw them.
I always like otters getting toddler toys.
Oh! And then they're like...
Yeah, fitting things together and putting them in color order or size order.
Yes.
Oh.
It's International Palace Cat Day today. Oh, the mantle! Little popcorn feet.
When we went to the Calgary Zoo, they had a Pallas cat. And it had the zoomies.
Oh!
Okay, if we put the city here...
First time I saw a red panda, it had zoomies. And it was like up in its branch area.
Cool.
So it was just like, nyum, 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 just along a branch.
What a good little guy.
Yeah.
Okay, so what if we put Holy Site Campus?
Did the cat have poophoria? It's hard to tell because palace cats are pretty shy about stuff. But yeah, the post-poop energy spike is common in cats.
Post. Is that the cat equivalent of post-nut clarity?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's kind of like how birds like to, drop off excess luggage before they take flight.
Mm.
They're just like, oh, I weigh so much less now. It's so freeing.
Everything is so much more efficient.
Yep.
Okay, I think I like this. This is not like a completely bonkers start, but I think it has merit. And we'll be able to farm all of this.
Yeah, that's all ours now.
Yeah.
And we have Quab.
And quabs. So many quabs. So what are the haps in gaming recently? Are people being normal?
Embracer Group's breaking up.
Oh, is that like when New Direction broke up? Who's the Harry?
Probably Asmodee.
Hmm.
They're splitting. It's Asmodee, Coffee Stain, and then a third thing. But they did all those layoffs for probably a very good reason. I trust them to continue.
Oh yeah,
Middle Earth, right? Middle Earth and Friends.
Middle Earth Entertainment
And Friends.
and Friends. Meef. Meef's back on the menu, boys.
I just, because, they have so many properties.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just what does and Friends include with Middle Earth?
Yeah. Middle Earth and Friends. Is that like Muppet Babies? Like what? Who are the friends of Middle Earth? And yeah, which company is getting all of the debt?
It's Asmodee.
Okay.
But yeah, I think, Asmodee still has Valheim. Or is it Coffee Stain? It's very complicated. What else is happening? We got the final shape, peak.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
So for Destiny 2.
I tried getting back into Destiny 2 a couple of weeks ago and realized there is just
The current onboarding sucks.
Well, it's not even the onboarding that is breaking me. It is the boarding.
Is that what you do?
Okay. I really love the gameplay. I played that game for so many years. I loved it. And I took a break after the layoffs because I just felt sad every time I looked at it. And then I tried going back to it and I forgot how cumbersome the UI is.
Yes.
It is constantly flashing things at you.
Yes.
And every time I did something, I got 12 fucking yeah. It was mentally exhausting to play.
It took me several weeks to clear most of that out because I think I had stopped around Witch Queen.
Mm-hmm.
God, yeah, and I've still got to do stuff on Neomuna.
Neomuna, I wanted to and just found the experience of Neomuna was I'm gonna step outside and then get blown up by
a chicken.
Yeah, a chicken or a thresher. Well,
yeah, I've been thinking about this recently. The Planeswalker, Minsk and Boo.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are getting their face kicked in by him, but they've never been laid off by that man.
Yeah, touche.
Just a very special kind of pain. Just oh yeah, Rasad was our producer. Well.
Wow. Wait, Minsk was based on a dude?
Minsk is the character for a man named Cameron Tover.
Oh.
Just kind of a lot of the Baldur's Gate stuff was based on a game that James Olin ran at BioWare.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Minsk is a person I know.
Oh, okay. That's wow. That licks. The best part about Civ 6 is when it spawns a barbarian encampment 4 tiles away from you
Yep.
and immediately spawns 3
Archers.
yeah. These things are just going to kill us. We can't actually run away from them.
No.
And I am
You can fortify, right?
we are fortified.
Oh, God.
I think the best way to go is just go out swinging.
But yeah, Minsk laid me off in 2008,
Uh-huh.
and that's why I moved to Edmonton.
We live?
Well,
Hilarious game. Absolutely hilarious.
this is a funny game. I've been watching Ian play Elden Ring recently.
Okay.
Very funny game there, too. Looking forward to the DLC.
Mm-hmm. I love this. We have not been able to do anything in this game so far.
Yeah.
We have been wiped out, and it is turn, what, 18?
Maybe the barbarians will be merciful.
Maybe.
To Emily, I have always respected the barbarians' commitment to their anti-civilization beliefs. Yeah, they just really hate civilization.
Scythians.
Oh, you got Scythians? Sling them stones. Gaz is asking, isn't there a variant where you can ally with the barbarians?
Yep.
One of the DLCs.
The problem is you can ally with the barbarians. However, so many of the early tech boosts are based on fighting barbarians. So you can either ally with the barbarians or advance the game.
Aw.
Yeah, there is the game does not like you to not fight things.
No, it doesn't. You get really punished if you don't, like, go head to head.
Yes.
Then you're just behind. And then they roll over you.
Yeah. And things like clearing barbarian encampments give you era score, which you need to not be in Dark Ages. Like, clearing barbarian encampments in the first couple of eras of the game is actually extremely important to not automatically losing.
Painful.
It would be so cool if allying with barbarians
Did something?
worked. If allying with barbarians was not, in fact, just a bad idea.
Eureka.
Where do you think you're going?
You get back here. Yeah, that's how the barbarians get you, by making you ruin your own civ. Barbarian victory for all.
You know, the barbarian interactions should look like the ones from actual ancient Rome, where you can just promise them territory inside your borders. And then when they show, after they commit militarily to help you, you just tell them no.
Yeah.
You just hideously betray them.
And everyone loves the Roman Empire.
Yeah.
big fans of fascism out there. Sorry.
I'll have you know that the fascista is actually an ancient symbol of getting what I want.
It's like, no, it's always meant the same thing.
Yeah.
Sorry. I don't really have anything else in like video game news. There's a bunch of there's like no E3. There's Triple I. There's new games constantly in development. Some companies shutting down or running out of people or money.
I've just been like not dealing with, experiencing a bunch of like the saddest, most pathetic people on earth filling their drawers over Games Workshop saying that one of the factions has had women in it.
Yes. Yeah, turns out.
Yeah. It's just...
This is not historically accurate. Oh, it's the Emperor of Man?
Not the Emperor of Woman? But, you know, shout outs to whoever at Games Workshop, like, decided to say that, because it also kind of cynically derailed one of their decisions recently.
Right.
Which was to just, like, stop supporting one of the armies in one of their game systems. Yeah, they're just like...
They just dropped it?
Yeah, they're just like, we can't support Beasts of Chaos anymore.
Too complicated to print?
It was not a very well-selling army.
Right.
And their production line is backed up extremely badly.
Okay.
So... yes, fair.
What is it? Is it? Is it? No! I can read between the lines.
So, you know, people were mad at that. And then they said that custodies have always had women in them. And then, you know, the chuds decided to weaponize the language of therapy.
Hate that.
Oh, yeah, yeah. They just started saying things like, this is gaslighting.
People really don't know what that means.
No. 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 No, no, no.
It's like gaslighting's where the Mansons break into your house and move your furniture. Like you're trying to make someone think that they're gone insane or whatever. Like they're psychologically unstable.
Yeah. Not, we have retconned this.
Yeah. Not we're just hypocrites.
Yeah.
Not we're just blatantly lying.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the one that annoys me is when somebody, like, you know, you can just call it lying. Calling it lying, like, somebody being lied to is also bad.
Yeah, people dislike that, and people understand that.
Yeah.
They don't have to be like, I've been gaslit. And I'm like, no.
Yeah, those are, like, different things. Being gaslit is, like, a very specific kind of, like,
With a specific
abuse.
purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm also not even sure you could be unintentionally gaslit. Because I've heard that brought up. They're just like, oh, they didn't even know they were doing this thing.
Yeah. Yeah, like, I don't know. I feel like the intentionality of gaslighting someone is kind of like the core of it.
It is, yeah.
Where you're making them, like, mistrust their...
Own judgment.
Yeah.
Or own experience.
Mm-hmm. All right, now accepting odds. Is this quadrireme going to kill our slinger?
think the last time I was upset about like a linguistic thing in big use was a cancel,
Oh, yeah.
because yeah, people just using that willy nilly. They still do, but it's like fine. It's been used that way in common parlance. Yeah, yeah. Cancel when you counter target spell,
Yes,
not when
exactly.
you.
It's a strictly worse form of counterspell.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. We're already going to be entering the
Ancient.
classical era. This probably means we have Hammurabi in this game. I hate Hammurabi.
I am fond of pigs.
He's just like, Babylon is such a fucky civilization because they're not actually very good. They just disrupt the way that the game gets played. If that makes any sense.
Skill without imagination is craftsmanship, and gives us many.
Right, because Hammurabi gets very like, he gets big tech boosts,
Huge tech.
huge
boost.
tech boosts. When you feel it, it is like the boost. They don't steal tech when count conquering. What they might. No, that's Alexander Macedon. Babylon, whenever they get an inspiration, they get the tech, right? So very early on, right, you can do things like found a city on the coast, immediately get sailing, right? Kill a unit with a slinger, immediately get archery. The problem specifically with this is you kill a unit with a slinger, get archery, then own 3 archers, get crossbowmen. And the way the game works is that barbarians in city states
Count.
get whatever the base, like they will automatically advance to whatever the baseline is for any one civilization. So you can get archery, then get machinery, and suddenly the barbarians will start spitting out crossbowmen in at turn 100 or earlier.
Welcome, Raiders. We're currently mad at Babylon for being better than us.
And then they just crap out, right? Like very quickly.
Running the gas.
Yeah,
They're like, oh no, I no longer feel the inspiration. My muse has deserted me.
Yep. So they just fuck up the kind of the technical flow of the game and then lose.
Sounds like me. Yeah. We're going to be playing Gladiator on Friday.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm expecting that to just be the outcome.
Awesome. I'm
gonna-
looking forward to that. I really like playing Gladiator. I think it is a good mode of the game.
It's fun. It's fun so far. I'm enjoying the singleton. I'm enjoying playing.
Mm-hmm.
Losing a little less, but I gotta learn the cards somehow.
Yep. Yeah, this is normal.
Everything that's happening right there, everything
Yep.
we can see.
Everything is extremely normal right now.
I mean, well, they can't go the other direction. It's busy over there.
Yeah. This is another thing the AI will frequently do, which is,
Crowd you?
well, one civilization will just rush right up to your borders and drop 3 cities
Yep.
on your border.
Got to stop your growth somehow.
And
You've got a giant squishy brain.
yeah,
Computer
and
doesn't get that.
they're all bad. There is no. I know it is difficult to program an AI for games like these. It is nobody's done a convincing job of it yet.
It's the simulation's too big.
Mm-hmm. Hooray! We're all in a dark age. I'm going to bet everyone is going to be in a dark age for this era. Oh no, Tamiris actually got into a regular. I wonder how she did that.
Root potato. I made a deck
Mm-hmm.
for this gladiator match. And now I'm looking forward to getting more wild cards so that I can make a different deck later.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna keep that information to myself.
I just got a deck list from Wheeler for one of my favorite archetypes.
How does yours work?
It just 2-for-1s. Every card is a 2-for-1.
It is equally important to have a
You mean like a 2/2 that costs 1?
No, a card that will usually it will attrite your opponent in some
Right.
way,
Okay.
right? Like a removal spell that also draws a card, or a card that will rebound or be playable from the graveyard again in some way,
Uh-huh.
or a card that removes 2 opponents' cards, or that
So they do double
requires
stuff. Okay.
yeah, or that requires 2 cards to deal with, right? Like a card with a ward cost of discard a card.
Right.
Something like that. Mm,
Yeah, mine's it's mono white. I've got soldiers and artifacts.
okay, cool. So is it kind of like Porcelain Legionnaire deck? I don't even know if Porcelain Legionnaire is playable anymore.
It's not in the deck.
Okay.
If I remember everything that's in the deck. I don't remember everything that's in the deck yet. I've been trying,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah.
Oh, Porcelain Legionnaire isn't in...
Arena.
Oh, okay. Now, here's an interesting question. Do we even try building Magnus? Because we've got 2 civilizations directly on our doorstep. I don't even think we're going to be able to settle any cities. Build any settlers of our own. I think we're just going to have to go straight conquest.
Yeah, go for it.
So,
Choo choo.
I think we go with Pingala. I mean, this might also just be a reroll. Right. When Scythia has 4 cities somehow already.
Skill issue.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's like, did they land on some really good resources?
Yeah, we had a barbarian encampment that wiped out our initial army, and then we just have
Yeah. And
an
since that was,
extremely aggressive civilization.
then
right
we
on
had
our
to deal with the
doorstep.
barbarians, and they didn't.
Yep. The problem is we will have to wipe out Neapolis if we capture it,
Oh.
because it'll have loyalty problems the entire game.
Well, it's not where we would have built it anyways.
It is not. It's a bad city. The AI doesn't actually have to care about any of that
No.
because it gets bonuses to obscure that.
I bet people get into all sorts of bad habits playing against the AI.
Mm-hmm. Well, multiplayer Civ 6 is just terrible.
Well, you'd never play with humans, and then you'd never play with the computer.
Maybe the game is just bad. Who knows?
Here
Okay,
on
they've already
Talking
got
Sim.
another. They've already got another settler.
Civilization. Sid Meier, you're on notice. Yeah, I played a bunch of Civ 4 in college. I remember.
Why is multiplayer bad? Because it's somehow real time.
Yeah. You have to manage all of the little things constantly. Yeah, like your APM has to be extreme if you've got
Yeah.
any sort of complicated system.
Yeah, like every multiplayer experience I've had playing Civ 6 has been awful.
But we should play Stellaris sometime.
Yeah, sure.
Multiplayer.
Yeah.
I just like the big galaxy.
Mm,
So many
mhm.
stars.
When wasteful war shall... It was luxuries like air conditioning.
Okay. Do we have any kind of out here? Gonna build walls. Are there any even, well, we could try, some kind of religious victory.
Yeah, I think Mr. Q-Bear's got it. We could draw a lightning bolt and go for the dome.
Is true.
Uh-huh. It's like me with my cards that don't necessarily die to Orcish Bowmaster, but do die to lightning bolt.
Yeah. Now, if you're an X1, you can't exist in the game. I actually haven't picked up the last few Stellaris expansions. I forget what the last one I picked up was.
The only way I've finished a game of Stellaris was by just letting it run and dying out.
Writing means sharing.
I mean, I've beaten all the crises. The problem is they're like, it's just like not very interesting at some point, right? Like the again, it's a matter of the AI not being very good,
Yeah.
and either the crisis shows up and it's just got, like, its fleets are like 4 times the power of yours,
Yep.
and you can't really do anything, or, you know, you're out ahead of it and the crisis just bounces off the galaxy. Like, there's no, I've never had it be an actual interesting experience.
Yeah, I think we're probably, for interesting experiences, looking at, oh, geez, is it Crusader Kings? The one where you start a dynasty and you have to,
Oh.
like, marry people?
Yeah, yeah.
That one could be interesting for us, but RimWorld, frankly.
Okay.
RimWorld with all of its DLC.
I should really play Crusader Kings. I've been told, like, I mean, I've played it and kind of was like, oh, I'm not sure I get this game.
It's
And then was told,
dense.
like, don't treat it like Civ, treat it like a dating sim.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. And even then, you're just like, whoa. Manor Lord. I haven't played Manor Lord. It's got so much on my list to play.
Sometimes the wheel turns slowly, but it turns.
Okay. Okay. This is going to go great. I believe in us. I believe in our ability to salvage this game. It's turn 70, and I think we might have a chance here.
Yeah, Manor Lords is on my radar, and the First Men, I think, they're similar. The game that I've been playing is Path of Acra.
Oh?
Yeah, it's a roguelike on a single screen, kind of like Desktop Dungeons,
Okay.
but you roll kind of a race, a culture, and a deity,
Mm-hmm.
and those all have different effects, and then you get experience for killing things, and level up, and you can spend those points on abilities that
Okay.
can passively trigger or actively when you think. The only moves you have are stand still, move, or attack,
Interesting.
or pray.
Okay.
But yeah, it's very easy to get greedy and then just get demolished.
Amazing.
It's definitely something you can run through in 10, 20 minutes.
Okay.
Have I played NetHack on stream? Yeah, I have. Yeah, I think people found it unwatchable. Same with Caves of Cud. Although the next Caves of Cud update, I think, is the final screen prettifying one
Okay.
for their release,
Neat.
for their
I
1.0.
I should just like drop out and play Caves of Cud. You know,
Right
just
now?
get good at it.
Oh,
It seems cool. It
it's
seems
really
like a rad
cool.
game.
It's rad.
One man's magic is another man's engineering. I like to say I practice militant.
Yeah, okay. Scythia's just conquering everything. And so is Congo. Like, they're going to gas out and not be able to get anything done here.
Yeah, I'm curious about the adventure mode stuff
Mhm.
in Dwarf Fortress because I never got into that,
Grit enough to
and now with the updates, I think they've smoothed out some of the problems I would have had
Okay.
because the role playing aspect of it is very on the player's side
Hmm.
with the generated text stuff. It was just like conversations with NPCs would be very boring.
Hmm. I I really enjoyed watching my partner get into Dwarf Fortress because like I would open my browser and like go to click on like to Google something and my Google history would come up.
Yeah.
And it would just be like Dwarf Fortress, like, you know, how do I like buy animals?
Clothing industry.
Yeah, clothing. And it would just get like more and more sophisticated,
Yeah,
right?
that's how it do.
Okay, so we have no luxury goods. We have Scythia surrounding us. Well, like, I don't think I've ever encountered a AI that I would consider too good at the game. I've definitely encountered AIs that have kind of insurmountable advantages.
Yes.
Um,
I think
Like-
making an unfair AI is really easy.
yeah, like on Emperor, which is what we're playing on, and Emperor's like where I usually play. It's fine. The AI will start off with 2 cities and a settler.
Mm-hmm.
So you are behind by 2 cities to start off the game.
Right.
And usually that settler will just run in a straight line and plant
Park.
itself on your border.
Yeah.
So you only have one way out of that, and that's by declaring war. And because of the way the AI works, declaring war without like a real good casus belli, just like you are never getting away from that ever again. The AI will
We
hate your
hate
gun.
you.
Yeah, you are a warmonger, sir.
Ugh. Peace was never an option.
Yeah, like the classical era is already over.
Cool.
This age is super short. I don't know what is going on here.
Stuff we can't see.
Yep. Yeah, we're in the medieval era. It's not even turn 100 yet. This is there has to be Babylon on the map somewhere.
Let's take a break.
Let's. We'll be back shortly, chat. See you soon. But
Honk shoot.
Hello, we're back. We are playing Civilization 6.
Ah,
Well, playing. I do like how we are a civilization that relies on relationships with city-states. So we respond on a map with civilizations that will immediately try to conquer every city-state they see.
yeah.
There are no... there's one city-state left on this map.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, this was my problem with playing Cleopatra, who wants disasters. Cleopatra really wants river floods,
Yeah.
which are random events. I have played multiple games of Cleopatra where I get no floods.
Rude.
Yeah, and I'm like, what is the gameplay decision here? Where you give the player an ability and then make sure that ability cannot ever be used.
Some people like RNG.
I guess. I mean, if there's one thing that's critical to the history of human civilization, it's really bad RNG.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you know, Egypt was having a great run of it, and then, like, you
but
know,
that Cleopatra
Well,
loves
like-
a flood.
well, like climate collapse occurred multiple times. You know, I was listening to a podcast and somebody said, like, you know, most societies would be pretty happy to have 31 monarchs.
Yeah.
Right? Like
yeah.
31 monarchs is
That's
a pretty good
reasonable.
like run
Yeah.
of things historically. Egypt had 31 dynasties of monarchs. Right? That's exceptional. And then you like, you know, sometimes that just stops.
Yeah.
And I guess that's no fun. Right? Like if you're playing a video game and the game is just like, hey, guess what? The climate shifted and now all of your cities are completely uninhabitable. You know, game over.
You learned an important historical context for how we got here.
Yeah, this occurred 20 hours into your game. Anyway, should we even play this one out?
Well, now we're in Congress.
We are. We have no idea.
No idea.
Okay, they... Oh, right.
They
We
just
must
went
have open
through.
borders. Yeah, the concept of a world congress where you don't know all of the civilizations, where it's just like, where is this being held?
You just show up with your cloak and mask and give the password.
Yep. Congress wide shut. Sure, why not? It's not like we're going to get anything passed anyways. The AI colludes to do whatever just screws with you.
Why are we playing this?
I don't know. I'm unclear.
Yeah, I mean, if you restart, you can do first turn again.
Ooh, yeah. Oh, that is compelling. I do love first turn.
I mean, we could just enable my addiction and just play Path of Acra.
We can do anything we want.
I thought the keyboards here were 10 keyless, so I wasn't even gonna.
Oh,
It's not necessary, but
I mean, yeah. I wouldn't mind just like throwing the dice on turn one again and seeing what comes up.
Yeah, go for
But
it.
this one is just like, I don't really know what I'm expected to do in this situation. Like, good game, I guess.
if you just restart, are you hungry still?
No, it should be randomized.
Springs of life beneath water.
All right,
Wow.
Alexander. Look at that winning smile.
Stone Age.
He wants technology.
His first upright steps, you have come far. Now begins your greatest quest. From this early cradle of civilization on towards the stars. Great.
Okay, well, let's kick some asses. Yeah, I am Clockwork, exactly. You can make no mistakes and still lose. That's not failure, that's life is a great Star Trek line. And not how I want to play video games. Is this even a viable start?
Well,
We have no good tiles. Usually you want tiles that have you want an abundance of tiles that produce 2 food or more and 2 production.
right.
Because every citizen you have eats 1 food. So, you know, if they're working a tile that only produces 1 food, that's just breaking even and you're not growing. Yeah, let's re-roll.
Goodbye, Alex.
On the new gaming computer, this is so fast. It's dangerously fast. Oh, Pachacuti.
To the great beasts of the Stone
Neat.
Age. To man taking his first upright steps, you have come far. Now begins your greatest
I kind of hate how he's giving the DreamWorks smile.
His mouth isn't, but his eyebrows are.
Pachacuti, son of the sun, father to a prosperous people who dwell among lofty peaks. Let the mountains be roads to you, and mighty walls to your enemies, for you grow in strength where others would starve. Oh, Saparinka, who shakes the earth, show strength and
Okay.
diligence, and your
You know, I've never really played with
Incas?
yeah, but this could be cool as hell. Where do we build terrace farms? They give food from mountain tiles.
Adjacent aqueducts, fresh water,
But what are they built on?
the ground.
They're built on hills? Okay, thank you. No, leave that on, please.
Gekiryu has suggested a game mode where you work out the best turn one you can, then the game extrapolates when you'll lose.
Oh, that would be amazing. I would love that.
The robot nerds in Futurama playing chess.
Yep, grassland hills, plains hills, desert hills. Okay, any kind of hill.
He looks confused.
Then, okay, if these are all going to be step farms, and we want to put our not enough information yet. Let's put our city here.
Cusco.
The city for Cusco?
Cusco City.
The city was specifically built for Cusco. Ooh, fancy. What do you got? What do we got here? Anyone want to take a bet as to which natural wonder this is? I bet I could probably.
You think you can see it?
I mean, this might be.
Kilimanjaro.
I forget what it's called.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. This Paititi.
Wildness, like unmined gold.
Cuscotopia.
Alt. We could do. Show me your appeal. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Like, what I'm thinking here is building preserves between the mountains, because mountains always get enormous appeal bonuses, and preserves generate resources in adjacent tiles based on their appeal. And so because the Inca can work mountain tiles,
Can they?
yeah, that's their civilization thing, is that they can work mountain tiles and generate kind of large amounts of food from them. So what if we put a preserve here? And then I wouldn't want to build a terraced garden here, because then that would boost here and here, but cost this. They will preserves generate resources in adjacent unmodified tiles.
Right.
Anyway, like, the news in this last week around Warhammer has made me extremely depressed.
Right.
Basically,
Yeah.
realizing that at some point Games Workshop figured out that they were the last refuge for tabletop chuds,
Yep.
and probably had like feelings about that they didn't like.
Ooh.
Anyway, I just wish they would pull the trigger on making female Space Marines.
Yeah.
I don't really particularly have strong feelings about female Space Marines, but like, it's way past time, you know? It's way past time. Yeah, I think they'd sell now.
Yeah.
Oh,
And people would have fun painting them.
yep. Honestly, like, I think it would be pretty transparent for like 99% of the audience. They would just be like, oh, cool, there's like different heads on this sprue now.
Yeah.
And then where are the terraced gardens? Or is it just something I can do already? My personal bet on it is that they will do it in the like way that I like the least, which is that Fabius Bile will be the character who figures out like, oh yeah, you can just do this. And it will be like a chaos thing that will show up in the Emperor's Children Codex first. And so people will be like, oh, it's a Slaaneshi thing.
Yeah, gross.
Yeah, I agree. That it should have been a Primaris thing that they introduced with 8th edition. You doing all right?
Yeah, yeah. I'm just a little warm. Gotta take off the hoodie. not look at Slanussy.
The Horus Heresy.
Her ussy?
Horussy. Oh man, you could do a thing where like, you know how in mythology Odin gave up his eye to learn magic?
Yeah.
Like to
Women's
like,
work.
Yeah, women's work, right? Do that only it's Russ and he comes back as a woman. Bring back Lehman Russ as a woman. Be like, yeah, what about it? Yeah, I mean, like, I kind of personally like the idea that all Marines are trans. Like, it's just like...
Yeah, the trans mask thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I would really rather a trans author, like, handle
Yes.
that. Because, like, I mean, like, I would fuck that up. I have no context for how that should actually work in a way that isn't harmful for people.
But which trans author?
Hmm.
Oh, no. Now I'm thinking about the People's Joker. One day. Look, I never thought I would be able to see the People's Joker.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pleased that I will eventually be able to.
I'm completely unfamiliar with it.
So you know how women aren't funny?
Oh. This is gonna get clipped. Hello to people looking at this completely without context.
You also know how, like, these days you can't make a joke,
Right.
right?
Yes.
And so, Vera Drew, trans lady, joking around with a bunch of friends, was just like, "What if we made a Joker movie that's based on, you know, it's actually funny?"
Right.
Yeah. And DC was like, "No, that's ours.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have the Joker."
Mm-hmm.
And so they blocked it.
Okay.
And now it's not blocked.
Oh, okay.
So it's doing some limited release
Cool.
in theaters.
The movie I really want to see is Hundreds of Beavers.
Never heard of it.
Oh, it was an independently made movie that wound up with like a distribution deal. It is about a drunken trapper who is pursued and has to do battle with hundreds of beavers.
Great.
And it's all like one guy wearing a suit composited like repeatedly.
Good, yes.
And it looks, apparently it's amazing.
Like
It's-
I've been told I saw a Velocipaster, and I have no memory of it. But it's also a little bit amazing.
Cool. Velocipaster.
Yeah.
Neat.
Like, you know those like cardboard Transformers costumes that people make
Yeah.
for conventions? I don't imagine that, but it's sort of a boxy Velociraptor.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's also a pastor. No.
Dope. New favorite civilization?
Mm.
Possibly.
But yeah, I'm probably never going to see The Joker or the sequel to The Joker.
Hmm.
Not out of any like
Antipathy?
boycotting. Yeah, it's more antipathy. It's just like I don't need this movie about a clown. I'll watch lots of movies about clowns, but not this one.
I've heard Joker is better than you think. And that's kind of like,
That's low.
yeah, yeah.
I'd rather watch something amazing.
Oh, we can get religious settlements. That's kind of cool. Where do we even put this?
And this is going back to me saying that I'm watching the Razzie winners,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's partly because like they're interesting. Don't know if I'll pull the trigger on Showgirls yet. Like I think like I'm emotionally prepared.
I realize that Showgirls has like undergone something of a critical reevaluation.
Yeah.
Similar to like the one that happened for Starship Troopers. Cool. I don't have like any memory of watching Showgirls at all. Right? Like maybe that's for the best. I've been told it's amazing
Right. Well, it's like
upon reevaluation that it's, you know, it's quite like it's better than you think. I just have not bothered going back to it
right.
because I'm like, man, Paul Verhoeven, I could be watching RoboCop right now.
Yeah, well, it's like the William Friedkin thing with cruising. Cruising? Yeah. It's like I can watch The Exorcist or The Exorcist 3.
Ooh,
Yes. Or Late Night with the Devil again, because that's kind of exorcisty.
ooh.
It's not freaking.
Man, somebody went through and like painstakingly found the correct
Shiny thread.
shiny thread for the embroidery on his jacket, and
Yeah.
I just really appreciate that. Sometimes I just like looking at the models.
They did good sculpts.
Yeah, like the cloth on some of them is really great. Like look at his trousers. They're linen.
Yeah.
They're actual, like you can tell that they're linen. It's so good. I love it. I'm just hoping that the new Alien film is good.
Please, just one time.
Yeah.
Please. I'm starving. we just framed our Alien poster. We have a Mondo one that's black and white. It's really cool looking.
Oh, cool.
It's got like the big alien thing, and then like a bit of the ship,
Mm-hmm.
not the Nostromo, and then the inside with like the face hugger on the man on the bed.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah, yeah.
I would make a good alien movie. Hire me. I would make a great alien movie. I have no idea how to make a film.
Right. But you do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Fede Alvarez is probably like a perfectly fine person to tap for this. He made Evil Dead. That was totally watchable.
Yeah.
Um,
I'd put it in the hands of Del Toro, except it might be too, like, sweet.
yeah, it might be too fucking awesome at that point, and I just never get anything done anymore in my life.
Like, can you imagine a Spanish Civil War version of Alien? Like, looking at what they did with Vietnam.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But now, oh.
What if the next Alien movie simply rules too hard and it signals the end of all civilization?
I'd go. Yeah. Yeah. If that's our exit plan.
Yep. Truly, this is the end of all things.
Yes, whoever wins, we lose. Oh, damn. I do like the AVP movies. It's really stupid.
They could have been good, you know?
Yeah. Very close.
Yeah,
Very
they
close to
could have
good.
they could have been good.
Good adjacent.
There was every possibility they could have had a good movie. Yeah, the
Still,
guy who did Amelie made Alien Resurrection.
you'd expect better music.
Yeah. I mean, I was expecting I think it was less that Jeunet did it and more that what's his dick wrote the script.
But that's like Takashi Miike doing the Ace Attorney movie.
I'm surprised. Yeah. I'm honestly surprised that between Janae and Joss Whedon, there was not a teenage girl character in that film that everyone would look back upon critically several years later being like, this was not okay.
They got someone fairly young, didn't they?
Yeah, well, there was Winona Ryder.
Yeah, Winona. But I guess, yeah, not that young. But,
Yeah, she was in her 20s, I think.
yeah. Yeah, Takeshi Miike's Yokai Wars is also pretty fun. There's like a ghost that just holds like a wobbly tray of tofu the whole movie. It's just like, oh, is it wobbly? It's very cute. It's a kid's movie.
I've heard the Fallout show is quite good.
I loved it.
Really? Okay.
I'm so happy. Ah. Like they spent so much money in good ways.
Okay.
Like they've got some incredible sets.
Mhm.
The prop work is great. They have intriguing characters with interesting like through lines, like the ghoul.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I've heard I've seen people talking about the line with like, who are you? It's like, oh, I'm you, sweetie. Just give it some time.
Yeah, yeah.
That's an uncharacteristically hard line.
And there's the chicken fucker. Like, it's very Fallout. And they've got oh god, Matt Berry's in it, and he gives his voice.
Wait,
for
really?
For the Mr. Hansy. Yeah,
Matt Berry's in it?
yeah.
Well,
They get a scene because there's back in time pre Fallout,
mhm.
and then there's like the forward stuff, and so you get to see a bunch of stuff about like vault tech and setting up everything for the whole system.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he's a celebrity that's given his Jackie Daytona.
If Matt Berry tried to sell me a spot in a in a Fallout shelter, I would be like, this is not encouraging. Like, I don't know what I would make of that. Hey, kids, I'm Matt Berry. You might remember me from such popular films as...
Wonder how sad or angry hearing Mr. Handy made the ghoul. You get to see it. It happens. It happens in the show.
Amazing.
To Emily, it was like throwaway money. I think like the ghoul was like, "Oh, you got paid like," or Walton Goggins was like, "You got paid so much," and he's like, "No, He got ripped off." Yeah, it was a couple grand at most. But yeah, there's like, oh Jesus, what's his name? Fred Armisen as a like a radio guy. Just
Oh,
out in the
God.
wasteland. Yeah. There's all these little cameos.
That's interesting. My computer just popped up as being no longer available for remote play. Did my house just burn down? Windows update? Steam maintenance?
Oh no.
Alarming.
It is Tuesday.
Tuesday is coming. Did you remember your coat? Yeah, maybe it went to sleep.
For the improv crew, it's Tuesday is a reminder to be overly enthusiastic when delivering your performance.
Writing is easy. All you have to do
If you yell, "It's Tuesday" at Beej, he'll yell, "It's Tuesday" back at you.
Really?
Yeah.
Is this how we identify the false speech?
It's one of the ways.
The true Beach would pee blood after this.
Yeah, I don't know how to reveal the false Pauls, though.
Grove.
Yeah, Fallout. Ian's never played the games. And he's thinking about playing them now. And as we were watching, he was like, "This is the best video game adaptation I've ever seen."
Oh, wow. Okay.
But again, he doesn't even know Fallout. So he wasn't even like, like me.
skill without imagination.
Yeah, is it do you think it's enjoyable for people who aren't familiar with Fallout? Because like I played the first Fallout a little bit and I
Yeah.
played Fallout 2 a little bit and didn't really like the modern Fallouts.
Like the New Vegases and etc.
I've never tried New Vegas. I just didn't really like Fallout 3 or Fallout 4.
Right. I think so. Like, other than the basically cartoonish violence where,
Cool.
where people's heads explode.
Dope. I love it when heads explode.
Yeah. I did not. Yeah, Evil Badman. Last of Us. I'm just really not a big fan of the property.
Yeah, I didn't wind. I watched the first episode of Last of Us and didn't really bother watching any other of it, or the rest of it. I just, Last of Us, rest of us.
Yeah.
It just didn't really do much for me, I guess.
Don't watch the first episode in the same room as your parents. Yeah, no, I'm going to be watching Showgirls. It's like when my parents would come to my anime club. Of course, those episodes.
Never watch the cook, the wife, the thief, and her lover in the same room as your parents.
My mom would hate that. Like the buttons scene.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ. And that truck. Ugh. Ugh. But no, that is one of the best movies I've ever seen.
Peter Greenaway. Never miss, King.
Yeah, it's that and Come and See are the best
Yeah.
movies I've seen in recent memory. Oh, and Kronos, the Del Toro. I was watching all of his stuff.
Mm.
What's it called? The Devil's Backbone's pretty good too.
Okay.
Ghosts.
I love ghosts. This is such an interesting civilization to try to play. I have no idea what to go with here. Neat. I do kind of like the idea of just building preserves everywhere.
Yeah. Get juiced.
Yeah.
Evil Batman. Since The Last of Us is more like, I know the story. It's like the old familiar. Like, I've played a bit of 1 and 2. And I think that's enough that I know the story. Don't need to just see it through the ringer again. Like, I do like adaptations. Like I've seen like 5 or 6 Cinderella movies.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all, different. Or The Wizard of Oz. Seen the trailer that the animated Transformers movie that reads more like Power Rangers. Isn't the company that does the Power Rangers comic the same one that does the Transformers? Is it IDW?
Ooh.
Is it?
I
Is
would.
that true?
I need to go back and read. A very good friend of mine gave me a bunch of, like, a thumb drive with a bunch of Transformers comics on it, and I need to go through and read them. The problem is they're in a format that I can't open.
CBR,
Yeah, I think so. I don't know what the reader is for that.
comic book reader.
Oh, okay.
That's what the letters stand for.
Oh. I think she gave me More Than Meets the Eye.
Yeah, I've heard that's a good arc.
It's apparently the one where they're bringing Megatron to a war crimes tribunal.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, rename CBR to RAR and unarchived. Same with CBC and Zip.
Zip.
Okay. I was wondering if it was one of the ones where it's just like, I don't have a reader for this. Is this secretly a JPEG? Or
Yeah, kind of like EPUBs are HTML that's zipped. Cinderfella. Isn't that the name of the movie with what's his nutty professor? Ass.
Eddie Murphy?
No. Different. Absent-minded professor? No. Nutty.
The Nutty Professor, yeah.
The old one. not
The French love him.
Yeah, the French love him. Tears of a Clown, I guess, right?
Yeah.
There's a big dance scene where he goes up and down some stairs, and then
Jerry Lewis.
He collapsed at the end. But that's this, I think, movie called Cinderfella.
The one adaptation I really want to see is Fire Island. The all gay adaptation of Pride and Prejudice,
Yes.
where they're on like a terrible resort.
I've seen it pop up on one of the services I use, but I assumed it was related to Fire Festival and didn't read the description.
I think it's supposed to like evoke that kind of title.
I do love Pride and Prejudice and Sense and Sensibility. Both very good.
I bounced hard off the novels, but I really
Oh.
liked the BBC adaptation. Because like the actors in the BBC adaptation get to do all kinds of really interesting things when they aren't talking.
Yeah.
Right? Like having the little sisters just kind of like milling around in the background of a bunch of shots where they're just kind of like being cringe in really entertaining ways. Right?
Just out there being cringe.
Like having Mary wandering around in the background of shot being bad at things, I think is really entertaining in the BBC adaptations. Like Mary in Pride and Prejudice is like way ahead of the curve of being like Meg in Family Guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Proto Meg.
Oh, it's a gay beach town, not a resort? Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, the BBC one is Colin Firth in a wet t-shirt. Also, weirdly, the Lizzie in that version has the entire family's supply of cleavage.
It's not a t-shirt. It's like a white.
Yeah, it's a
cotton.
wet. Yeah, it's
The-
with the low V and the frill.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look at what. Okay, these initially were 0 food and 2 production, with the Grove
Bigger than before.
bigger than before. I love this.
Do another.
We can only build one per city.
Yeah. Well,
unfortunately.
another city.
But now,
But now.
come on and slam.
Welcome to Japan.
Oh, this makes me incredibly happy. Just look at that, chat.
It was luxuries like egg.
I believe the noise we're looking for here is vroom.
Nerd, nerd.
Yeah, always build cities. You thought you might get away with trying to build a tall civilization in Civilization 6? Ha 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 ha. No. No. Just build more cities on top of other cities. God in heaven. We're almost producing as much as the AI now.
Liang always reminds me of like the Keebler elves.
Oh?
Just visually. Just like
Yeah, I could see it.
at a glance, I'm just like, that's an elf.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, if she had like white hair and was wearing green.
Yeah.
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 I think the only civilization that really can get away with trying to go tall in the beginning of Civ 6 is France or England under Eleanor, because she can like Aikido, the AI's predilection for just running cities right up to your borders, because she her ability is that any great works in your cities erode loyalty in other cities, and any city that becomes disloyal to its home civilization immediately flips to you instead of going through a
So
neutrality
you
period.
just demoralize them until they're yours.
Yeah. The only problem with that is that AI cities never flip. Basically, like they do, it's rare.
But the AI is like, I can fix this.
The AI gets relatively large bonuses to loyalty.
Rude.
Oh, this just makes me so happy. Look at that.
Man, John the Baptist, all the way to Brazil. I have always liked how Civ is kind of like, I don't know, like a Tezuka Star System type thing. It's just like all the famous characters from ages past are here together battling it out.
Yeah, it's like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Yeah.
I'm also interested in creating a lasting legacy. Politics is the art of
Beaks, I've not seen Face the Music.
Or Clone High, I guess.
I guess. Wish they hadn't added Christopher Columbus.
They did?
Yes.
Oh.
Topher Bus.
I also wish they had not done that.
Yeah, it's a dry little asshole.
Also hate that.
But yeah, the Civ game is kind of like a real person fanfic.
Okay. Cool. Nothing bad ever happens to the Kennedys. Is that raw silk? The Greeks wouldn't have had silk.
Linen.
Maybe? But like the scratches on her belt are really nice. Also, I wonder how she does her nails. I like that she has short nails, but they're painted.
She just rips the nails right off.
I guess so, yeah.
Naked nail bed.
They totally had silk? Oh, okay. We need to build so much stuff. I'm so far behind. I don't know what I was really thinking. But here we are. Silk Road's much older than you think.
Is it though?
I'm prepared to believe that. Put it here, we lose one food off of this. That isn't really the end of the world. Playing yet another game where the existence of a luxury resource screws up all of my plans. Yeah, I mean, like, I guess if Bronze Age civilizations were getting their tin from Afghanistan, then,
Although
you know,
Afghanistan's a lot closer than other places.
yeah, but I mean, like, you could easily see, like, by the time of, you know, the Greeks of, you know, Sparta's era,
Yeah.
that silk from China would be accessible. But I want to build, if I build a step well, or a terrace garden here, then that boosts all three of those mountains. What are you doing? Catholics.
Catholicism.
Goddamn Jesuits. Wait, was that out loud? I mean, God blessed Jesuits.
We're watching Shogun right now.
Enough of this Christian nonsense.
Yeah. The Engine has been a long time listener, first time caller.
My favorite version of that was the one where it's like, you know, Blackthorn. While I enjoy many of these, I think that many of you are also missing the point that, well, Mariko doesn't just summarize what Blackthorn says. She also, like, takes the edge off it and makes it more deferential. And then Mariko saying, the Engine has enjoyed many of your memes.
Yes. Oh.
Wealth consists, Notting have the poets remisted.
Dark Jesuit sorcery in the Fate series. What does that have to do with keeping a room full of cockroaches in your house? Fate's weird, man. They make some weird choices. I'm just like, how is that Hercules?
Hmm.
It doesn't make any sense.
Okay, I've fumbled the bag on this playthrough, but I think that the Incas might be my new fave. I really like Poundmaker. I really like Vietnam. But Pachacuti's kind of the real deal here. This just makes me extremely happy. I love this.
Mm-mm.
This is all I need, really. I love the civilizations that leverage the hex map.
Yeah.
Are there any religion, or are there any great prophets left? Kind of, actually. There's one great prophet left. Never mind. We're not getting it. Oh well. Yeah, I was doing the A to Z leaders on my home stream, and then I got to Cyrus, and I was just like,
Just couldn't make it work.
no, it was just yet another conquest-based civilization.
Which you love.
I love Conquest. It's like my favorite way to play this game. This game that is really well designed for domination victories. It's just so good at it. It's just so good at it. I love the gameplay of war in this game. I love conquering a city and immediately having it flip loyalty back to its owner.
Yeah.
So that your only option really ever is to wipe out cities.
Yeah.
And I get it. Killing people is right and good.
We should take a break.
All right. We'll be back in a few short minutes, everyone. See you soon. Hello, everyone. We're back. I think I might re-roll this, even though, like, this is not bad. I've just played it poorly.
All right.
I'm kind of interested in trying another Pachacuti start.
Oh, instead of random.
I mean, we could go back to random, but like, I don't know. I think I might like this leader.
DreamWorks ass.
Yeah, but you know, you can't stay mad at that face. Look at her.
He should have the other face,
The other face.
the one that's on his chest.
Oh yeah, that's the way I smile in photographs.
You haven't developed a photo smile, or that's the one you've developed?
That that is my photo smile.
From the first stirrings of life beneath water to the great beast.
I mean, that's just straight up. There's an emoji for this, isn't it?
Yeah, the grimacing emoji. That's
Yeah.
what my favorite emoji.
Yeah.
It communicates how I feel.
I have a photo of my family on my dresser,
Yep.
and my partner was looking at it, and she said, you know, like, what's with this smile? And I'm like, okay, that's what my dad always says. You know, he always says, you know, just smile normally. Stop making a face. Smile normally.
Yep.
And she says, you and your dad have the same smile. Like you're making the same face here. And I'm like, yeah, no, that actually scans. Okay. The great dropping of pins begins.
The pins begins.
The pins begins.
Begin the pins.
Begin the great pins. Ah.
Ah.
Ah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All of there. Wow. Yeah, get it.
I mean, this would make this a 4-food
Be
mountain.
eaten for days.
Yeah. Inca fans are eating good today. Now, where do we drop our city? This is the question. This, among many other things, is the question. Also, why did I just do Kermit voice there?
Well, the question is,
Kermit the Frog here.
we like to put the reserve next to some mountains, and
It is important to realize that female represents chaos.
Oh, Kirby! I can't do a Frank Oz voice.
The other option is we just go like fucking the traditional. Anyway, I think I should probably the takeaway from all this is I should probably try to see a therapist about the way I am and see if there's anything to be done about it.
Yeah. Yeah. They
Yeah.
like it when you have reasons to talk to them.
Yeah, I don't know, I'm keen to give it a shot and see what happens. If I just go to see a therapist and they're like, "Holy shit. How are you upright?"
Ugh. Ugh.
And then I would get to say spite.
And I was super self-conscious about my teeth as a kid, so I would do like the pursed lip.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, criticism would rain from above.
Yep. Smile normally.
Show us a good smile.
I did not know that this was a bad smile, but now I do.
Yeah. Welcome to the channel, Wayward France.
Yeah, this is a show about why we are the way we are. In an oblique way, in a roundabout way. This is about
How
why
we're
we
not
are.
going to do anything
Yeah,
about it.
yeah, no. A friend once told me that she wasn't sure why I was the way I was, but I had like really interesting like coping strategies for it that made it almost like completely undetectable.
Well, yeah, masking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, why do we have, that's a lot of viewers. We're doing all right. All right, folks.
Just re-roll. It'll make the viewers come faster. They love turn 1.
Everybody loves turn 1.
Ugh.
Why are we on the front page?
They heard us talking about showgirls.
They did, actually.
Yeah. They were like, oh,
They're-
people have opinions about Paul Verhoeven. It's time to bring them in. Come on.
Yeah, maybe it was me swearing about Jesuits. Sounding like a 16th
you sure it wasn't
century, like...
the fate grand order dark Jesuit arts? Sorceries? Sorceries?
I thought those were called Bene Gesserit.
Oh no. Are the Bene Gesserit space Jesuits? Well. What else is fun? We have the Doritos Cool Ranch Claire's exclusive eyeshadow palette.
Why do people insist on putting mayonnaise in everything?
It's delicious.
No, it's not.
It's fatty, slimy,
Uh-huh.
a little bit eggy. You get that Miracle Whip, the sandwich spread, and it's got that tart, tangy. Like I agree with you. That time we ate a spoonful was really bad.
It's like it alludes to flavors without actually having any. If I had a time machine, I would prevent mayonnaise.
It's
I would find the first person who just like cracked an egg into a bottle of oil and
it's brilliant.
and just glock them.
Thick vinegar. Yeah. That's correct.
That's worse. That's worse somehow.
Yeah, no, my worst mayonnaise experience was seeing a bottle that was labeled as like salad dressing. Because calling it sandwich spread is already pretty bad, but salad dressing, no. Iris, I have not seen pictures of thick Malort.
Well,
But
knowing
I have-
Americans, I'm assuming it's just Malort blended into mayonnaise.
I have been thinking about that Malort pickle cocktail. I want it.
Mayonnaise is like somebody tried hollandaise and was like, what if we
I-
just make this worse in every vector and also disgusting?
Hollandaise is disgusting.
But hollandaise actually has flavor. It has
The wrong flavor.
a purpose.
And then, like, the English muffin base or bagel base or whatever is just so much work to cut through, and whatever meat slice you get in like just a standard ham and egg kind of thing is just it. You cannot defeat it.
Oh, I always liked eggs Florentine.
When you find
Yes.
yourself in a hole,
Everyone in chat is invited to eat my hollandaise.
Yeah, chat, you can come. Why don't you come over here and eat my mayonnaise?
Yeah.
It'll just be like that milk feeding thing. No, actually, it won't. No, don't clip that.
Now I want roll mops.
If
Just
I
thinking
could go
about
back in time,
pickles.
if I could go back in time, I would go back, just do the guy who invented mayonnaise execution style, and then leave the gun behind.
To introduce guns at an
Yeah.
earlier.
Yeah.
But it's like you can just make a suspension out of any food. No? Okay. I think, yeah, if you mixed like Frank's Red Hot with some mayo, you would end up with like some really reasonable dip. Like an aioli, a hot aioli.
My personal favorite is saying no mayonnaise.
And getting
On-
aioli.
Yeah, and they're like, "Oh, this is aioli," and I'm like, "Is it mayonnaise with garlic blended into it?" And they're like, "Yeah." But we're calling it aioli. It's like, well, an aioli is just like olive oil with garlic blended into it, and it's
Fries
never
with
that.
mayo is actually really good. Getting that the hot and salty, the crunch with the squidgy fat. Like there's like 3 separate veins of like if I'm doing vinegar on the fries, I might as well use the mayo. But ketchup's just the neutral. It goes on everything. And then we have the Wendy's Frosty or a milkshake.
Yeah,
Ice cream and fries. So good. Soft serve specifically. But now I'm wondering about like ice cream toppings, like peanut butter. Do you think peanut butter and fries would work?
I feel the peanut butter is too thick. Like you would just instantly break fries putting it in, like trying to dip it in.
What if you spread it on them?
I think at that point it's like no longer. I feel that if you're putting fries in something, that has to be like dipped and not spread. Like I could see kind of like a hot Thai peanut butter sauce working. That might be nice.
Am I hungry? Is that what's been
Yeah, I
happening?
think I might just be like, did I have dinner last night?
Ooh, fries and curry adjacent sauce.
Oh yeah, there was Redfish Bluefish down in the Inner Harbor.
Yeah.
Used to do fries with like a red curry.
masala? Oh.
Yeah. Like kind of like a Thai red curry sauce.
Oh. Fries.
Fries in Japanese curry? Yeah, you put potatoes in Japanese curry all
Oh,
the
yeah.
time. Yeah, no, that would be great.
slap. I've had like a Japanese curry poutine.
Nice, nice. Well, like I mean,
Cheese works. Like curry cheese is
Yeah.
just already. Ugh.
I should try like doing paneer in Japanese curry,
Yeah.
like with just like some kind of coating to make it a little like not vanishing
Not
into it.
naked paneer.
Yeah.
You can buy a very hefty slab of paneer in town.
Or like maybe what's the Greek one? Halloumi.
Yeah.
Would halloumi in Japanese curry work? Or would that just spark World War III?
Isn't it like kind of squishy?
Saganaki, yeah. Yeah, I mean, halloumi is very different to paneer. I'm just wondering, like, would this work?
Yeah. We're just asking questions here.
Yeah, we're just saying out loud what everyone's thinking.
explorers in the universe of experience
Yeah.
or whatever. Maybe angels, you could call us. Teach the controversy. Well, here's the controversy. I don't think Food Wars is a good anime.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
And what am I going to do for dinner tonight? Maybe I should just stop somewhere on my way. Or, I could order sagwala paneer. Sag paneer, which is, yeah.
Look, a lot of people like Food Wars, and that's fine. But don't be telling me it's fun. I'm not going to get past the fan service. I could just rewatch Yakitate Japan.
Oh, excuse me. Honestly, fan service in anime seems really weird to me.
Really?
Well, I mean, like, don't we live in the era of just, like, trivially accessible pornography?
Yes. But not on TV.
True. And into the ground like a tent peg. I love that flourish on the final attack move by a warrior.
Right.
Where he just, like, swings the maul around and then over the top and just, like, dunk them on the head. Molly, yeah, let's be friends with Mansa Musa. Likes to maximize gold and trade routes. Okay.
Yes, Robert, Yakitate Japan does go weird. I don't think the anime includes the Street Fighter stuff. I think they stopped before then. They might include a man made of bread, though. Is the final villain.
Interesting.
One of the characters turns into Konyaku, I think.
No, we waited one turn. He will no longer accept our delegation. What was my plan here?
Skill without imagination is craftsmanship, and gives us many useful.
Yes, right. Sarah Markov. For Food Mountain.
For Food Mountain. Oh, yeah, like, I mean, yeah, the blackened croissant I've seen.
Yeah.
Mainly just because I remember seeing like a Binging with Babish where he tried to make it.
Right.
I was just like, why would you do this to food?
It's made up.
It is. It's fictional. But, you know, his thing is that he tries to make the food from the fictional thing. It's very visually satisfying, I guess.
Some of the recipes are pretty good from Yakitate.
Oh, really?
Like some of the like rice cooker bread type
Cool.
stuff. Yeah. There's like the end of every chapter has a recipe. Not every chapter. Maybe the books. There's recipes in the anime too.
Oh, speaking of games or media with recipe books, but the game we played with Shivam a couple of months ago.
Yes. Yes, they do.
They
Yeah.
they now have the recipes
They
for
do.
all the food,
Yes.
and I kind of want to make the biryani.
Yes.
Venba, yes.
Yeah, Ian's looking to try one thing. But we have to buy the utensils. Oh, Rourke? No. Dungeon Meshi. Senshi, my beloved. How dare.
I'm also interested in creating a lasting legacy.
I've definitely had stuff that's fried in sesame oil, but I prefer it as just a flavoring.
Yeah, well, sesame oil comes in like a small, like it's quite
Like,
expensive, isn't
yes, Yeah. and
Yeah.
It's a very powerful sensory thing.
it?
But it's like, yeah, you should always check the smoke point of whatever oil you're going to use.
Yeah, I usually like fry in peanut oil.
Yeah.
It doesn't quite have a neutral flavor, but I find its flavor like non-intrusive.
It's like when I did that horse club with Angel doing the lithography stuff, the list we had made, the ingredient list, involved vegetable oil. And I went to 3 stores and couldn't find any.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I wonder if that's a condition of just like living
think
in
so.
around climate change,
Yeah.
where it's just like,
They had avocado, they had olive, and they had canola. So I picked canola, and maybe that's why we failed.
it's like how olive oil is now getting like more and more expensive. Just the idea that like, you know, we probably won't get to a point where olive oil isn't available. It'll just cost $60 for a little bottle.
Yeah.
And, you know, your salad dressing will use,
We're all going to get
Grapeseed
real
oil.
into Jell-O molds.
yeah.
Yes, veggie oil is a blend.
Yeah, that's weird that wasn't around. Maybe
Yep.
the shipment had just gone away.
Ah.
Maybe the shift in cost of olive oil made people shift over to vegetable
Vegetable
oil,
oil.
and they just like were like, "Oh fuck, we ran out."
If we are importing New Zealand canola oil, something has gone very wrong.
Yeah, considering that like across the Rockies, there's nothing but
But
like
canola.
yeah.
Yes.
Well, actually, even in northern BC,
Yeah.
like there's just like endless fields of canola.
Like that and ginkgo.
Hmm. Hmm.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Huh.
Oh ho. 48 ounces of vegetable oil for $3.
That doesn't help me weeks ago.
America. Ooh, lousy.
Yeah, I assume it was just like a feature of living on an island where they have to boat everything over.
Mm-hmm.
Writing is easy.
Yeah, I assume that there must be some kind of calculus where low cost, large volume items are just not as profitable to bring across on the boat as
Yeah.
like,
Electronics.
yeah, exactly. Right? Like, you know, enormous bags of flour or something, or like gravel. Nobody's going to try to bring gravel across, right? To like make roads.
Yeah.
And things like that, right? Am I making any sense? I don't know.
Heavy thing? Shipping? Yes.
Just things that are large volume and low cost. And my favorite part of the game,
Naming.
or
But
it's a stupid joke, but it makes me happy. Work ethic reflecting the fact that we never stop posting. Itinerant preachers reflecting the fact that we never stop posting. I mean, maybe I'll name my next religion something awful forums.
yeah.
I mainly just stuck with this because at one point somebody got real mad at me about it. Like, real mad. They were,
And since you are spite fueled.
yes, yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
I love it when I get to make somebody real mad.
Just a born troll.
Yep. I bring nothing to the conversation except antipathy. Hey, Gilgamesh. Gigamesh.
Gigameshy.
Like I need the Chad guy wearing this hat.
And it's just like
Mm-hmm.
oh, Garugamesh. Oh, Sakricon.
I can't believe they decided to get butt furious about the reception of that ad instead of leaning into it.
Yeah.
And just like making grillions of
Stop
dollars.
making fun of us.
Yeah. They could have made so much money if they had just eaten the L and like made t-shirts of that guy. And declare friendship. He's at war with somebody, but we'll be his buddy.
Of course, he's an ally of Enkidu. I've never read the classics.
Oh, there's a really good version of it in Star Trek.
Darmok?
Goes over all the salient points. Yeah, the Epic of Gilgamesh is not that long, really.
Then why is it an epic?
Because it rules. Morty, I don't know, actually.
Yeah, I don't know. Something being a classic is a really big barrier to entry for me.
Yeah, epic is a lyrical form.
Yeah.
It refers to the structure of the thing, not its length.
Well, and what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I'm not going to read Ivanhoe. Freaking thing. I made an attempt at Infinite Jest, but I don't care about tennis.
Mm. I like reading Moby Dick as just like some guy's manic episode.
Yeah. But I could just watch the movie.
Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan.
Yes. White whale.
I mean, like, Khan does a pretty good job of it. Like, Ricardo Montalban is an excellent Ahab.
Yeah. He sells it.
Absolutely.
And then he has all those hippies with him, which is weird.
Everyone, all of Khan's dudes look amazing.
They look like they need to be in a drum circle. They're just ready to pop off at any moment.
They all look like they need to be in a hot tub, if we're being honest. Da-ba-da-da-da-ba.
Yes. Give me money. Some good wisdom.
Yeah, I mean, they're just profoundly 80s. My favorite thing from that film, though, from Wrath of Khan, is that,
Gamers
know,
never look up.
well, no, the GIF, right, of the thing everyone knows about it, you know, Khan. That's not only great acting from the Shat, but that's acting from Kirk.
Yeah, it's great. He's just like, well, gotta make him think he got me.
Yeah, because Kirk has just had the conversation with Spock, where Spock has told him, like, yeah, no, we're coming to get you in like 2 hours. Just hold tight.
Yep.
And so he knows that he just has to like get Khan like a little more looped in.
I wonder how big Disco Elysium would be if you wrote the dialogue on clay tablets.
I should go and watch or play Disco Elysium again. I mean, it's been 2 years since we did our last playthrough of it.
Yeah.
Game rules.
It is.
I am fond of pigs.
That line has just very big I like turtles energy.
My favorite version is for currency, when Sean Bean starts it by saying money. I don't know, just his delivery of the word money is, I never see the entire quote. Also, hold on, I love this. There's a meteor strike and the road just looks like tell you what I'm gonna go around that. Okay.
Seems sus.
Yeah, we don't want this. Yeah, don't need any of that smoke.
The problem with doing another Disco playthrough on the channel is that we wouldn't go as racist as we haven't been, but like
Yeah,
it's-
like
we're
I
not
think
gonna
the
make
only
the choices that we didn't make.
Yeah, we are never going to do a fascist playthrough because it's so
It's
awful.
really hard.
It's awful. Like you are such a piece of shit.
And I don't know. Is there a mod out there to fix Kuno's voice?
Yeah, bring back original Kuno.
Give me old Kuno. Don't need this new Kuno.
No disrespect to the VA, but original Kuno was so good.
Oh, yeah. Evil runs of Planescape Torment. That's like the choices you have to make already are pretty bad. And then again, a lot of it's like fascist, right?
Yeah. What was I thinking? I wanted to wait. Building that city right off the bat was a mistake. I wanted to wait to finish the government building. Is there such thing as a non-fascist playthrough of Warhammer 40k? I mean, you can play the bugs.
Yeah. Tyranids don't care.
Yep. Like all Imperial factions are going to be like fascist. We are never
Never!
going ever.
No!
We've already eaten that W.
But what about the David Cage Star Wars thing? If that's still happening. Eclipse is it called, right? What if I just wanted to be really angry? Oh man, no! I saw someone link the Underground Railroad clip recently in a Twitter thread, and people actually had the correct reading on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Because
people were
normally
like,
they're just like fucking white people, and I'm like,
yeah. No, this time it was just like, well, yeah, because like the question was just like, what's the worst representation of like the racism discussion have you ever seen? And it's like this video game.
like the clip everyone uses is the one where it cuts off mid-sentence on both ends.
Yes. Like it's already devoid of context, but it is a really funny clip, and it kills
is.
me. It just you have it pinned to your homepage.
Yeah, the microphone also experiences dismay.
It's up there with the Scheherazade. No, the Scheherazade's. The Scheherazade and Pocket Bacon.
Yeah, I don't know which is the one. Which is the bigger like dumpstering, Pocket Bacon or Charizard?
I think Scheherazade. But just Tappy's energy
Yeah,
in Pocket Bacon.
It was luxuries like air conditioning.
Who keeps giving David Cage scripts to write? Him!
yeah.
It's himself.
I guess you have to know that I'm vegetarian in order to really appreciate the horror of Pocket Bacon.
Adams is the watermelon. I wish that clip was more in focus. Like,
Considering how badly it fucking trashed the carpet in that room.
Yeah.
Even though we had a tarp down. Yeah. What if you sympathized with the replicants in Blade Runner? Is just like the most fucking Martian ass line I've ever experienced in my life.
Are we the baddies?
No, I'm the main character. I can't be the baddie.
Yeah.
It reminds me of this time that a friend of mine said that No Country for Old Men was bad because you never kill your protagonist. You never. If you kill your protagonist, you have done something wrong. And I was just like,
I've seen some pretty great movies where the people die.
what?
Wealth consists not
And sometimes it's got like just massive impact too.
Yeah. But like just that isn't like an axiomatic thing. Never kill your protagonist. If you do, it's bad. It
Yeah.
is now a bad movie if the protagonist. What?
Like Armageddon. Where those drillers go up with the big space rock.
I just. Yeah. Do you ever like hear something that makes you feel like a Martian?
Yes.
Like that.
Constant, yeah.
Yeah, where you're just like,
is life
oh,
alienating?
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Existence.
is.
Yeah. Yeah. The bit where people care a lot about stuff that I think is insignificant.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Like all I really remember about Armageddon is the part where Ben Affleck tries to like stuff animal crackers down Liv Tyler's underpants.
Sexy.
Because that is just like, why am I watching this? Why is this happening to me? Why is this happening to any of us?
It's worse than eating crackers in bed. It's just crackers just straight in your underwear.
Yeah. It's. I remain mystified and dismayed.
Try They Live instead. They Live is like half a good movie. There's so much boring stuff. It's kind of like Jaws. Which is like
Well, I mean, like
a
you-
family drama and not a fun movie.
I feel like you watch Jaws for what's his name's like monologue about the Indianapolis
Right?
and like show me the way to go home. And then like there's a bunch of other movie that occurs, which is, decent. Yeah, the actor who was actually on the Indianapolis when it was torpedoed and sunk, him just having a PTSD flashback.
Live on camera.
Yeah.
It's like the people they had at test screenings for like Saving Private Ryan.
Oh.
Well, yeah.
Oh God,
you
yeah,
get
because
people
they
with-
tested it with
vets.
veterans.
Did we
Yeah.
get it?
Yeah,
we
what did
get
you
it?
think? Just a bunch of people like having an extremely bad time.
I don't think they like your boat.
But I like theirs. Vroom.
Just whacking each other with the paddles. We should stop soon.
Should we? I mean, we must be stopped soon, I feel.
بفضل منه الواحد الأحد القوي المنتصر
New, different Saladin.
لا ينتهي ملكه أرسل إليك تحياتي يا صديقي العزيز.
Okay, my personal favorite, like, people are talking about Bond in
Yep,
chat.
yep.
And my personal favorite Bond thing was in, I forget which one it was. It was the Bond movie that came out in, like, the mid-teens. Anyway, they strap like the bad guy is being played by what's his name from Inglorious Bastards. But they strap Bond to a chair, and he's like explaining to him how he's going to like drill into his brain and give him very precise Spectre. How he's going to give him extremely precise brain damage,
Yeah.
and he does.
Yeah,
And
and
he's
then
like-
he walks out.
Yeah, and then Bond just gets up and walks out, and he's like got this hole drilled into his brain that's apparently going to like
Kill him
completely
in like 12 hours or something. Yeah.
and like destroy his motor functions and make it so he can never speak or like fire a gun correctly, and he's fine. And I like that the subtext is that Bond, you like Bond's brain is now just like a tiny little like thing in the
Little-
middle of his skull.
Scar tissue and
Yeah, it's
acorn.
just yeah. Like most of his brain is just like hardened scar tissue. It's like bark. Because all Bond does is get concussed, blackout drunk, and syphilis.
Yeah. I love Christoph Waltz. I don't think he should have been Blofeld. Like, I think they blew that a little bit.
He's too not menacing.
Not
You
in
know,
the
like
way
not
that
in the way like
old
you know,
Blofeld.
yeah.
Yeah, you can kind of believe the ridiculousness. Whereas Christoph Waltz, you're just like, oh, he's just having a fun time.
Yeah, like Christoph Waltz is very good at being scary in a way that you're not well
Like
equipped.
Inglorious Bastards.
Yeah.
Oh, what's the movie? I haven't seen Big Eyes. The one where he's the art collector or the artist.
Anyway, yeah, you're right. We should quit.
Yeah. We're
But
leaving.
we've had fun today, I think.
Totally.
So thank you for being here. Well, we just kind of like chatted about stuff, and played games, and I think we're entertaining and fun. It's the podcast episode.
Welcome and goodbye.
Yeah. Toodles.